And now, the brighter side with Sunny, featuring Sunny, the California girl from Glow, the gorgeous ladies of wrestling. And now, here's your host, Sunny, Patricia Summerlin.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to the brighter side with Sunny. And let me raise this up so I can hear myself. Now I can hear myself. Awesome. And we have some great guests. We do have the fabulous, talented rock and roller star, Mr. Marty Roan. Woo!
Hi, everyone.
And to my left, we also have another rock and roll star that wears a fabulous hat, Mr. Jones in the house.
Good to be here.
And what else? We have my Odwalla. Don't laugh, but I came healthy. See that? That's a Sunny drink. I'm sipping it slow, guys.
Here I am with my decadent coffee.
I know.
Phil and I need to keep awake.
And I'm so excited because I really want to talk to Mr. Marty here about what you're doing with the Angel Drought, or is it Drowned Angels? Leave it to me to get it backwards. That's my ADD, guys, and ADHD and the dyslexia. God knows. I've been bumped in the head too many times from wrestling. Yeah. I bet you didn't know that. I had 8 concussions, guys.
Dear. No.
Yeah.
Was that the over-shoulder boulder holder?
Oh, it was, yeah. Right? Terrible. Oh, my gosh. So I'm not going to go there with my knock-knock joke because I'll probably forget it. So, yes, tell us about the Drought Angels and everything that you're doing. And now this is Australia, guys. This is a big thing because we know that Australia has just been hit really hard and it's been devastating there. Yeah. And gosh, I love koalas. And it broke my heart to see what was going on there with the, oh gosh, it's still, I get very, very sad. And the kangaroos and everything. And I know Phil is not as warm with as I am, but I'm a big animal.
Cute.
Yes, I love fuzzy fur babies, and I love humans, of course. But I want to hear what you're doing for the farmers, which is a big thing in Australia.
Yeah, it is. The fires started back in September. And up until recently, they were still burning. But what happened was that the farmers had just gone through 2 years of drought, the longest period of drought in the country's history. And they were on their knees. And many had lost their farms. And sadly, many had committed suicide because they just couldn't cope with the with it all. And then the fires came along. And what the drought didn't get, the fires got. And you were talking about the koalas and everything. There's a famous piece of video footage that a took took after the fires had been through, where she's driving down this country road, and for about 3 kilometres, or as far as the eye could see, there are all these animals impaled on the fences that had been trying to get away from the flames, and literally kangaroos, koalas, you name it. And at the end of the day, the fires accounted for well over 1 billion animals and livestock were lost.
Wow.
It was just unbelievable. To give you a perspective of how big the fires were, you remember the Brazilian fires of last year?
Yes.
Well, the Australian fires were 3 times that size.
Wow.
Just huge.
Now, I understand that this was started by a bunch of different people from teenagers on up, right? Was this true? And they
different reasons. There are always sadly in society, there are always arsonists. Mm-hmm. Some of the fires were started by lightning strikes. Mm-hmm. Some of the fires were started by someone flicking a cigarette butt out of the window of a car. They've now brought the law up so that if you're caught flicking a cigarette butt out of a car, it's an immediate $10,000 fine.
Wow. Crazy. As well as it should be. It should be that here too. We need that, you know.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, the fires were just devastating. And why I decided to support the farmers is that they had been forgotten once the fires came through. Everyone forgot about their plight. So I thought, no, I won't forget them. I'll raise them.
Well, we'll talk more about this when we come back.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet, so make a free call to Page Publishing. Their expert staff can help you turn your book idea into a real book, a masterpiece that could someday make the bestseller list in hard copy and digitally all across the world. Page Publishing can help you completely take your idea for a book, write it, and publish it. So if you want to join the ranks of some of the most famous authors in the world, call now for a free information kit. Turn your book idea into publishing gold. Make a free call right now to Page Publishing.
800-378-3212. 800-378-3212. 800-378-3212. That's 800-378-3212.
Ride on a runaway train. Neon city lights flashing, driving you insane. Look to the left, look to the right. Don't know where you're going to. Wow.
Hey, welcome back to the Brighter Side with Sunny Show blah, 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 and CRN Digital Talk Radio. And we're continuing our discussion with the wonderful Marty Roan, and we have Mr. Jones in the house. So let's continue with this Australia and everything that has happened. And we were talking about the fires. I think ours is $500 if you throw a cigarette butt out, which it should be much more because we have devastation, our fire, but nothing like what you guys had.
No, well, my view is if someone starts a fire deliberately, they should go to jail.
Oh,
That's
absolutely.
Because because of what the impact has.
Yes.
But Drought Angels, the charity I chose to support, if people would like to look at what they do or make a donation, droughtangels.org.au.
Okay, so we'll say that again, droughtangels.org.au for Australia. And also you can go to his page. I guess he has several social medias, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
We got much more to talk about. And, my gosh, you've got a wonderful career, a wonderful history. So, we want to talk about that too. But with Australia, since you've been there, and obviously you're from there, whereabouts are you from in Australia?
Formerly a Sydney boy, and then decided to move to Melbourne, and don't regret it. Moved to Melbourne 7 years ago. I was getting a bit tired of Sydney. That's a terrible thing to say about your city.
Is that like big city to medium-sized city, or is it big city to big city?
They say Melbourne is going to surpass Sydney within the next 10 years for population.
Oh, wow.
So it's the fastest growing city in Australia.
Right, now Melbourne is right off the water, isn't it?
It's down the bottom. Now,
okay,
Melbourne is on Port Phillip Bay. Sydney is up the east coast, which has Sydney Harbour, beautiful harbour. So most of Australia's city, if not all of Australia's major cities, are on water.
Wow.
But when you go inland, everything gets dry.
It's very dry.
Yeah.
And that's like California here. The same thing. I mean, we're surrounded by beautiful beaches, and everyone's like, well, how could you be in a drought? Well, that has nothing to do with it, right?
No.
Yeah. Would you like to add to this, Phil?
Well,
you've...
I was just thinking about the fact that back to the drought and the farmers. And I read some of the stories from the Drought Angels, and just, the thing is that they were hit with drought, then they were hit with fire, and then we heard the other night, the floods came because the rain that miraculously came and put out most of the fires. Next thing you know, the devastation of the topsoil. And growing up on a farm, I just remember planting stuff, and I remember you lose that topsoil. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
To get that back is
well, that's going to take...
That's something of nature, and tilling the ground and refertilizing, whatever it takes to try to get back the natural elements.
Yeah.
Who'd want to be a farmer?
Oh gosh. And thank God for them, because we wouldn't have food to eat. We wouldn't have vegetables.
Right.
And
but they do it. I'll tell you one very sad story, which I read on Drought Angels. One of the farmers couldn't afford to... he didn't have the feed, and he couldn't afford to buy the feed. So he had 1,000 cattle, and he shot 1,000 and kept one bullet. Guess what he used the bullet for? Yeah, that's.
Oh, wow.
You hear stories like that, and you think you got to do something to help these people.
That's devastating.
And I'm glad you're doing it, Marty. Yeah. This is such a great thing. I mean, I love helping people, and I've dedicated my life to it, whether it be in Central America, whether it be in different parts of the world. And, there's just nothing better than when we are able to help humanity and help our fellow friends, people that we don't even know, but we understand the plight and what they're going through. And I just really applaud you for doing that, and really starting to focus that your energy on this while you're also here doing some recording, and I know you're doing your stuff for movies and stuff. So I mean, it's wonderful that you're taking the time for that.
Yeah. Well, I'd just like to say that I have found the Americans for the Drought Angels been so generous. Like the 2 nights we've done to raise funds, and we had the Tip 10 and another.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That was a great bar. That was a cute little place.
Another interesting story. The first night I did it at the Cowboy Palace, just down the road here.
Nice.
I'm on stage, the Tip 10's in front of me, and a guy walks past and throws a $100 bill in. And at the end of the night, the end of my set, he came past and he threw another $100 bill in. So that when I finished my set, I went over to the bar where we were standing, and I said, "Excuse me, I'm just curious to know why were you so generous?" And he said, "Because last year during the California fires," he said, "it was the Aussie firefighters that saved my home."
That's something, and that's very true, right?
Yeah.
And then we had a lot of Californians that went to Australia. And fought. So
we have skin in the game because
that.
we lost one of our American firefighters, and that was really tragic. But that's the thing. When we lay down our lives for a friend, I just always remember that scripture as a kid. Just that, what a greater thing than when we can lay our lives down for someone.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, well, as you said, Phil, 3 Americans were killed in this last round of fires in Australia when their plane came down.
Yes. Yeah. That was a tragedy. I mean, I couldn't believe it was happening, all that fire. And we thought we had it bad here. I was like, oh, my gosh, what is going on? But they did get punished. Most of them went to jail.
Well, those that they've managed to catch. But unfortunately, you never catch all the arsonists.
No.
You never catch them.
That's a shame. But you know what? God will.
Yeah.
And karma.
Yeah,
hey,
absolutely.
It'll go around, and I'm sorry. That's kind of, if people think that's a negative thing.
I'm kind of old school. You know how that if you stole somebody's horse, they were put to death back in the Old West.
But that was the old days.
And the thing is now, I mean, you burn those fires, took away people's livelihoods.
Absolutely.
Took away, I mean, for years to come, these guys are going to be trying to come back from this stuff. We here in California had those fires, and it was devastating.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit different animal because it's right here in this metropolis, and you got a lot of things to draw from. But those guys are out there by themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yep. And there's a bit of footage on the news of people. I've been to a town called Bateman's Bay on southern New South Wales coast, which is a beautiful resort area. And the fires came right down to Bateman's Bay and forced all the residents onto the beach. And then the Navy had to come in and take them off the beach. That's how bad it was.
Oh,
That's
my
amazing
gosh.
stuff. Yeah.
So now have some of those people that, quite a few that were misplaced, are they back?
They're back, and some of them have come back, and unfortunately their homes are gone. But they got
and so they have to seek other housing as well.
They have to start from scratch all over again. Yeah.
Now, is there other organizations in Australia that's helping with this?
Oh yeah. We've got the Red Cross, like everybody else. We've got a lot of charities. We've got a lot of people have raised money for the actual firefighters because they're all volunteers. I don't get paid. I don't get paid. And so there's been a huge fund, and they're going to be paid for the time they spent at the fires out of the money that was raised.
That's wonderful.
Great.
I was just watching, because I'm a big tennis fan and play tennis a lot. And the thing is I was watching that some of the tennis players were donating their prize winnings, and when they were playing in Melbourne, it was kind of weird to be watching the Australian Open. And while they're playing it in these skies, nice skies, and yet that the other part of the country is on fire.
Yeah. Well, when I left to fly back to the LA in January, I flew out, and 2 hours later they closed Melbourne Airport from the smoke from the fires, which were 200 miles away.
Yeah.
That's how bad. It travels really very quickly. It's scary. And also, Phil, you have a foundation as well.
Yeah, I have a nonprofit called Missions Impossible International,
which I like. I like that Mission Impossible thing.
Yeah, it was funny when I got the name. I put in for it, and I said, surely they're not going to give it to me because of the, because all of the people that from Missions Impossible. But it turned out to be that they said, right away, and it's been great. I've done work in Central America, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, Guatemala. And it was a great time of my life, and moved my family out of Atlanta, Georgia, moved down there. So it was a great time.
So you go from Atlanta, Georgia to what?
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. Ooh, I like that.
Something else,
And then we have Australian. We have that sexy. I've always liked that accent. I have a few fans that are Australian. And they always want pictures and stuff, and he's young. And I'm like, how old are you? I go, I have children that are older than you. He goes, I don't care. You're hot.
Wrestling is huge in Australia.
It must be. Oh, my gosh. Ah! Yeah, no, he loves me. And I'm like, okay. I send him my Playboy and stuff like that. I'm like, it's funny. But we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Come to Angelo's and Finchie's Restaurante to see memorabilia of movie stars and theatrical magic right in downtown Fullerton, California. The Art of the Great Masters in an Italian town square complete with storefronts of old, Italian butchers and cheesemongers, fruit and wine vendors, seamstresses showing their wares, the romance of Romeo and Juliet. Find our mystical Room of the Moon, and don't forget King Kong, Dracula, Frankenstein, and who knows what awaits you in the wine cellar. Enjoy the great food. We hand stuff our pastas, roll each and every tortellini, bake our own bread, and make all of our sauces fresh from our private stock of Sicilian family recipes. Pasta to seafood, chicken to award-winning pizzas, tiramisu flown in from Rome. If you can't find something on our menu to tempt you, you don't like Italian food. Try our Sunday brunch, all you can eat, just $21.95. And Angelo's and Finchie's has been named the best Italian restaurant in Orange County 2 years in a row, and our owner has been named Restaurateur of the Year. Angelo's and Finchie's, Fullerton, California, 714-879-4022 or angelosandvincies.com.
The smartest way for you to get the lowest prices on your plane tickets, domestic or international, is to call SmartFares first or last, but you've got to call us before you book your plane tickets. Fly anywhere in the world, fly anywhere in the U.S., and SmartFares can save you up to 75% on your plane tickets. We have the lowest airline ticket prices on over 500 airlines, and you've got a great 12-hour free cancellation window. Plus, with our live agent help, you can always get fast help and fast answers. So on your next trip, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, how about right now? Pick up your phone and call SmartFares, plus save up to 75% on your plane reservation. So call right now. 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644.
So there's one more angel in heaven tonight. Is that supposed to make me feel alright? I wish I could be there to see you. I thought the world would stop spinning around. It seems so selfish, it's still turning now. I wish I could go back and hold you one more time. I'm jealous of the sky. Jealous of the sky.
Woo! I love this, Marty.
That's great.
I didn't even want it to stop. I'm like, let's just sit here and listen to this. It's so moving.
Yeah, it's the title track off the album. And when I was sent that song by two Australian songwriters, Rod McCormick and his wife Gina Jeffries, I just loved the song.
This is called Jealous in the Sky, and here's his I Get the CD, but you can get one from him anytime, and it's amazing and moving, and everything in this world that we're going through, and, you know, a lot of jealousy and a lot of hate and a lot of evilness in the world, shootings, and mold in hospitals are killing children in children's hospitals here. I just had the breaking news this morning on that, and I was like, oh my God, we need this beautiful music, and it gets the message out there, and that's what's important, is to love everybody, smile, lend a hug. Don't forget, it means everything. Even the simple gesture makes anybody happy in this world. It's the simple things in life, you know. And you're spreading the word with the music and the Drought Angels Fund for Australia. I think it's amazing, Marty, what you're doing. You have such a caring heart. And you live and you love and your home country, which is very important. Let's hear it for Australia. That's amazing. Yeah. Yes.
Well, we need the tourists coming back because there were a lot of cancellations because of the fires. And it's really hit the economy hard down there because tourism is our second biggest industry after resources, after natural resources. And, it's devastated the tourism industry, but we're getting back on our feet very quickly, and we hope you'll come down and visit us because it is a sensational country. It's a wonderful place.
I'm going to try to twist her arm to take a trip, and we'll go over to Australia. It's the one place since when I was in high school. It's the one place that I wanted to go in the world, and I've gone other places, and I haven't gotten to Australia yet. And so I'm going, I've got to go to Australia.
Yeah, there you go.
Get over there, mate.
I know.
But it's going to be fun.
It'll be fun.
And then I was talking with Marty, and this guy's phenomenal because he's got a thing that I saw that was in the UK in 2019. Had risen to, where was it, did you say?
Number one, you were talking about the song?
Yeah, the song got to 2019.
In the UK and Europe.
Got to number one.
Yeah, which was, we had a good thing going.
We had a good thing going.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can play that one on the way out. I like that.
It's a great boot scooting song.
That's awesome. And I love country music. I listen to country music. So, I like I said, Chris Stapleton. But I love the oldies.
Oh, yeah.
I was raised with Ronnie Millsap, Willie Nelson, Merle Haggard, Waylon Jennings.
All of those guys.
Oh, yeah. My parents were big country, and,
Well, what's really interesting when you're talking about careers and about how the music takes you different ways.
Oh, yeah.
Talking to Marty is like, because he was started out one way. And how that it just morphed then how they came into country, and then and just country just started happening in form after he'd already had great success. I mean, I was watching your video of Denim and Lace. Oh my God, that was cool, man. You look the same, man.
Oh, thank you. You're so kind. I mean,
I'll tell you what.
Shoulder length black hair.
It was cool.
Wow.
Yes, I was.
You had the whole actions down. All the girls were down there, and he's got back.
I bet that video was. I want to see this video.
It's on YouTube, folks. You can find it.
Okay, we'll check that out.
All the stuff's on
Lace.
YouTube.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
I had a fetish for denim back then.
Okay.
Because the follow-up single that went to number one also was A Mean Pair of Jeans. So,
which I like that too.
I was into denim.
Okay, so let me ask you, when you had the video, what kind of girl did you have? A tall brunette in the video? Or did you have a blonde?
For a mean pair of jeans, we had lots of tall brunettes. We had lots of blondes.
There we go.
Tight-fitting jeans.
I haven't watched that one yet. I'm going to go watch it.
You got to find that one because the cameraman had a wonderful time because the producer said, "Now this is a mean pair of jeans. You got to get close-ups of the tight jeans." He said, "Oh, really? Someone has to do it."
Take one. Oh no, that didn't go. Take two. We got to do this over.
And what's really amazing is that just then I was checking out, watching some of his clips from his movie stuff, and he was in a Seth Rogen film, and it's just great to watch his clips.
Really?
He's good.
No, okay. So which one? The latest Seth Rogen?
Preacher, the TV series.
Preacher. Wow.
Yeah, I was in the very last episode playing a prison chaplain.
Really?
Against type. That was against type. I won't say the word on air, but my scene was with one of the famous characters in it, who the guy who it's A E at the end, mouth. Do you know the one I'm referring to?
Okay, yes.
It's the only guy I've ever done a scene with that talks through his.
Nice, and that was a subtle talk through. We'll have to check that out too. Yeah, we'll have to. Well, when we get all your social media information, I want that up there. We can talk more about that, and we'll be right back.
For the getaway of your dreams, come to Hawaii's Playground, Ka'anapali Beach Resort, on the fun side of Maui, where the world comes to play. Find your spot on Ka'anapali Beach with 3 miles of white sand, 12 resort properties, 2 golf courses, and 2 shopping centers. Enjoy the playground of Hawaii's ancient royalty. Ka'anapali Beach Resort is Hawaii's original master plan destination resort and home of the Hawaii Food and Wine Festival. With views of 2 neighboring islands, you can breathe in the land's natural beauty from your favorite resort or golf fairway. Come experience Kaanapali's own special brand of Hawaiian hospitality with world-class dining, relaxing resorts, water sports, and activities of every kind. For romantic, family, and great friend getaways, discover the options of Kaanapali Beach Resort, where the world comes to play. Plan your getaway today. Visit KaanapaliResort.com. That's KAANAPALI Resort.com.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS? Newsflash, the president has changed the tax laws, and now you may be able to pay the IRS less. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, the tax doctor can help you pay the IRS as little as possible allowed by law. There are new tax laws for business owners, the self-employed, even W-2 workers. If you have a back tax problem or a few years of unfilled returns, new help to save you money is now here. Call right now to see how the new tax laws can help you. Plus, right now, we'll waive the consultation fee and give you a free tax savings report. Attention business owners, the self-employed, and W-2 workers. Make this free call to the tax doctor now and learn how to take advantage of the new tax laws that may help you pay the IRS less. 800-985-1610. 800-985-1610. 800-985-1610. That's 800-985-1610.
Do you want to fly somewhere, anywhere in the world? Smart travelers call myflightsearch.com for the best deals on flight tickets. Going to Manila, Bangkok, London, how about Singapore? Call myflightsearch.com for the lowest flight tickets available. What about a local vacation? Let's say you want to fly to Vegas, Orlando, Miami, Los Angeles, or Denver. Pick up the phone and call myflightsearch.com right now. We have exclusive deals that you can't find anywhere else. The only way you can get these low airline prices is by calling us. We have so many low prices available, we can't possibly tell them to you right here and now. If you're flying somewhere anytime in the next 6 months and you want the lowest airline ticket prices anywhere, you owe it to yourself to save a ton of money. So pick up your cell phone and call myflightsearch.com right now.
Call 800-445-3166. 800-445-3166. That's 800-445-3166. Call now. 800-445-3166.
Legendary food critic Meryl Schindler talks about the Hill Street Cafe in Burbank, California.
The Hill Street Cafe in Burbank, California, 3301 North Glen Oaks Boulevard, open 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And when I say breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I mean menus that give you everything you can possibly want. I'm looking at the dinner menu here. They got every sort of sandwich and salad. And not only do they have burgers and hot dogs, but they have burgers and hot dogs made with Beyond Meat and Beyond Sausage. They have a fitness menu. They have senior dining. It is a full-service restaurant with a lot of, I should mention, very good beers and wines. And they have a back room that is semi-private, fits up to 50 people. They offer delivery through ChowNow, Grubhub, Postmates, DoorDash, and Uber Eats. They allow filming at the restaurant as well. Parking lot is great, a lot over 60 spots. It's a terrific restaurant, and I love the fact that it's something for everybody. Hill Street Cafe, 3301 North Glen Oaks, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yes. And now we're back. This is Mr. Marty Roan right here playing. As you see, this is him and this is his song. And I'll let you speak about it and a little bit. Oh my gosh, she's cute. Oh, look at this. Okay, well, listen. I'll be quiet because I want to hear it myself.
Hey, babe, remember when Elvis is in this video.
What?
Well, not the real Elvis. I'll show in a moment. It's coming up. Yeah.
Elvis rocking at the county jail. Whoa. All night long. We had a good thing going.
That really looked like them, too. It's a good double.
We had a good thing going on back then. Peggy Sue and mashed potatoes. See you later, alligator. We had a good thing going way back then. We had a good thing.
Nice. Nice. Now, when was this? When did you do this song?
We did the video about 18 months ago. It was released early last year, and that particular one, that was the song that went to number one in Europe and the UK.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So it's doing quite well now, too.
Well, Jealous of the Sky is the current release,
Okay.
and Jealous of the Sky went to number one on the Australian country music radio charts. So
Nice.
I've been fortunate to have three number ones off my first country album. Which is,
Oh, that's awesome.
Great accomplishment.
So how do you get it here, though? Like, say, Nashville? Because why aren't these hits in Nashville?
Oh, well,
What is-
because guys like Jason Aldean and Luke Coombs and Blake Shelton, they sort of got the inside running. You know?
Luke Bryant.
Yeah, all of them. Look, it's I mean, I'm in an older age group, and Graceland on the Line actually got to number one on the World Indie Country chart here in the US, which is very it's a chart that's very predominant in the Kentucky, Missouri area of America and Tennessee areas of America, because country music is so big that you have different things happening in different parts of the country.
It's expanded since I was little. I mean, it's taken a whole... And God forbid you say country and Western.
Oh, don't say country.
Oh, they
and
look
Western.
right.
Oh,
they look
yeah.
at you funny. Now, if my mom and dad were still alive,
Yeah.
they would have said, no, it's country and Western, Patricia.
Yeah. Well, you're
Because they
going
live
back a
by
long
that
time.
old-
You're going back a long time if you're saying
Absolutely.
country and Western.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's the oldies but goodies.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
hey, you can't be ashamed
That's
of
the
that.
Hank
It's-
Williams stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. All of that
Right?
sort of
More straightforward and
Yeah.
stuff, and then now you had all of a sudden the pop started coming into country.
Yeah.
and
Which you
moved it.
played some pop.
Oh,
Is this-
I started off as a pop and rock singer.
Yes.
That's what I started off as. You know, back in the early days. You know, the young androgynous pop singer. You know that.
Nice.
With all the screaming girls and all of that sort of stuff.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I've got to
These days, I can't say all the screaming girls. I've got to say maybe the screaming girl.
Oh, yeah.
Well, all you need is one.
I don't know.
That's all you need is
Although
one.
the other night we were at the bar, it seemed like there was more than one.
Oh, yeah. You have a fan club. Yes.
I was going to say something else.
Oops. Well, okay, so it says Marty Rome. Is this song on that?
No,
on
it's
this? So it's
that's
on this
they're
one.
both on Jealous of the Sky, the current
Jealous
album.
of the
Yeah.
Sky,
That's
which I
the current
like.
album, yeah.
And this is beautiful. Now, what was the inspiration on this?
Well, it came by chance. I was telling
like this
Phil,
too, the back.
I'd come to America in early 2017 to further my acting career,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd been offered Graceland on the Line back in Australia, so I thought, seeing I'm going to the States, I might as well release it in Australia and release it in the US. And while I was here, David J. Holman, record producer from Cactus Studios in the Hollywood Hills, saw the music video on
Nice.
YouTube and rang up my manager and said, I'd love to have a meeting with Marty Roan. Can you arrange it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I went up there, and David had produced the Xanadu and Grease albums for Olivia.
Gosh, and who doesn't know that?
And he was also Gwen Stefani's producer when she was with No Doubt.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
he's got a great track record. And during the meeting, he said, "I'd like to produce your first country album." And I went, "Oh, wow!" You know? I said, "Great." He said, "There's one catch. You got to write half the songs." And of course, I hadn't written songs for probably a couple of decades, and I just went, "Yeah, sure." You know, let's do it. So on the plane flight back to Australia, I'm thinking, "Oh, how am I going to bring myself up to speed? I'm not a country singer." So I made a conscious decision flying back that I would contact two people when I arrived back in Australia. One was Garth Porter, who's the most prolific country songwriter in Australia, written hits for dozens of country artists. And I thought, if he can't write a good country song with me, no one can. And he and I wrote, we had a good thing going.
Wow.
And then I rang Rod McCormack and Gina, spent some days up at their property on the Central Coast, and we wrote a number of songs. And Jealous of the Sky is Rod's and Gina's song.
Nice.
And we have a couple of other songs that we co-wrote on the album. So that's what I had to do. And then, of course, the next thing I know, I've got a country album, my first country album, which I hope is not the last. We want many more.
And you know, you're hanging
yeah.
in good company because with Chad Watson. I mean,
Chad played on the album. Chad is fantastic.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
he's playing on a couple of my songs on my new album coming out, and I'm telling you, he's just phenomenal. My brother's going crazy. He says, "Who's that guy? Who's that guy?" Because Chad's got this.
Oh, he's really good. He's like ZZ Top meets the slow, cool. I mean,
get
he's
this,
just so cool.
We recorded, we had a good thing going, and I said to David Holm, "I love the banjo. Who played the banjo?" And he said, Chad.
Who played the trombone?
Chad.
And his wife, Sue, is very talented.
Yeah, very
equally.
talented. Yeah.
They're a great duo up there. And then Chris Elliott, I believe it is, with the horns.
Oh, yeah, Chris Elliott with the trumpet.
Yes.
Yeah, great.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
And yes, and Phil, I haven't forgot about you. He's got an album out. But before I say that, on my show, I am blessed to have Mr. Jones Beats. His wonderful music will be playing, right?
The bumper music.
Right, Mike? What do you think? Right? Hands off.
Soon as she said that she was doing a show, Brighter Side with Sonny, I was going, man, okay, I'll tell you what, I'll let you use my music. Just use it. And so, I've been honored that she's been playing the music as
well, we got to
bumper.
thank Mr. Michael.
Yeah.
Gary, because he's the one that's putting that on, and it's awesome. Right time, I love it. I love this better. And then I understand there's like going to be some Sonny music.
Oh, yeah, I'm writing a theme.
Works.
I'm writing a theme
Michael.
song right now. I'm in the studio right now, finishing up some songs right now. So it's going pretty good. And but yeah, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get that brighter side with Sonny, brighter side with Sonny, sunny sunshine.
I like that.
We'll get it.
I like that.
We'll get it down.
Yeah. So, but then sometimes when I come in cloudy, we're going to have to play that downside.
She still looks good, people, even when she's cloudy.
Oh, when I'm,
She's always got that sunny dial.
Right?
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
But I'm wearing, and I'm sporting the California. Wayne, this is for you. There's the kiss and the California bear. He sent this to me, and I thank you. It's awesome.
I'm loving the bear.
Right? We love our bear. And I have the eagle on my back. I have my tattoo. I sport it. And my scorpion. Yes.
Where's your tattoo?
It's all back here. It goes all the way down. I know. It was like
curiosity killed the cat.
We'll be.
How would you like to get a free IRS deduction, possibly saving hundreds of dollars on your taxes, and do something good? If you've got an old car, you can donate it to help veterans. It's a pain to try and sell a car yourself. So, pick up your phone and make a free call to Veteran Car Donations. They'll come and get your vehicle within a few days for free and give you a receipt to use for your tax refund. Of course, check with your accountant for details. Now is the perfect opportunity to help veterans and get rid of an old car. Veteran Car Donations will come and get it for free. We only ask for 2 minutes of your time right now on the phone to get the whole process started. So please help the vets and make this free call now.
800-253-1892. 800-253-1892. 800-253-1892. That's 800-253-1892.
How would you like to save up to $500 on your next vacation package? Any vacation package anywhere in the world. Just call Superior Travel and mention the code RADIO and save up to $500. We'll design a custom, fantastic vacation just for you with all the bells and whistles. Not some cookie-cutter vacation, but a unique, all-included vacation customized by one of our exclusive travel experts. And our service is completely free. You pay nothing more. So why waste your time? Let us do it for you. We've got over 100 years of travel experience to help create the perfect trip for you. Call now and learn how to save up to $500 on your next custom vacation. Pick up the phone, call Superior Travel, and use the code word RADIO.
800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. That's 800-570-9631.
Welcome back to the Brighter Side with Sonny Show and CRN Digital Talk Radio. And here we have Mr. Jones and we have the marvelous Marty Rome. And I'm so excited to have both of you guys here.
We're excited.
I just feel like I'm in so much rock and roll talent and country and everything. And I wore my boots just for that. See?
Yep.
Woo! Yes, I did. So tell me more, Marty. Tell me more. I know you got more. I want to hear more.
I'd like, you know what I loved? I loved when we were talking about in music, you can make choices just like in anything else in life. Yeah. And some of the choices that you miss that are really great, we don't like to maybe relive them that much, but it really is about life and how that life brings us. And, it's really great because the resilience and how that, we talk about people being destined. And it seemed like Marty was destined to be a star because of his story to me. And it's very encouraging, actually, because when you hear about somebody that has reached the heights that he has, but yet he had those times where he said no to some stuff.
Oh, boy, did I.
Oh, that's what I want to hear. Yeah. That's why, because I remember
Can we get
sitting
that out
there.
of you?
Yeah.
Well, I remember, you've got to listen to this. I remember sitting there and you were telling me this in that loud room, but I heard it and I'm like, oh, this is funny.
Horror stories. It was the early 60s, the first time I had, not the early 60s, I'm not that old. It was nearly. It was the late 60s and I'd had a record deal. I was on the same label as the Bee Gees and I'd had... I couldn't buy a hit, right? I couldn't buy a hit. And the record company put out feelers for songwriters. And I was sent a song called Little Ray of Sunshine, which I listened to it and I thought, oh, what a boring song. And anyway, I said, no, can't see it happening. It became one of the biggest selling Australian hits of all time after I knocked it back. The guy who wrote it, Brian Cadd, recorded it. It was a monstrous hit. But you think that's bad? Okay. 1975, right, comes around. We've had a hit with Denim and Lace, which is great. And the A&R man at Universal Music, who I was with, and I still am with for songwriting, said, listen, we've got this great song that's just won Eurovision. What's the name of the band again, Joe? ABBA. Yeah, that's it. It's called Waterloo. And they played it to me and I said, no, can't see it. And I knocked back Waterloo.
Oh, wow.
So it was before Denim and Lace. No, because it was before Denim and Lace. Yeah. Because a couple of months later, I was sent this terrible demo, right? It was Denim and Lace. And it was the worst demo I've ever heard in my life. It was badly recorded. It was amateurishly played. And I said, I love it.
I'll take it. I'll take it. I don't care what it is. I'm doing it.
I'm doing it. So I changed it. It was a sort of a semi-country song. So I changed it into a rock song. I wrote the riff, the guitar riff that that winds all the way through it, and it became the second biggest selling Australian record in 1975.
Wow. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. And
wow.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
But that's that thing about having the
choices,
ability, and to look and see and know and go say, no, this is where I'm going, this is where I'm going to be, and having that confidence, and then just continuing to plow through it, even though you had those setbacks. Going, man, if I'd only taken that, but just continuing, and then finding that. Was it the song or was it you? In other words, when Denim and Lace came, it was you.
It was me, but the other two. Yeah.
And it's just the thing that it just went, and that just continued to rise your career. And that's the great stuff that you get the chance to do. I remember being telling Marty about the time that I got the chance to open for Creedence Clearwater.
That's right. And, you got a pretty cool
I wrote a
story
song
there
on Wednesday, and I knew that I was supposed to open for Creedence Clearwater. They were coming to town on Friday. And I went to the gate. I believed it so much that I went to the gate and I snuck through. I got past the security guards and I found the promoter and I said, hey, I'm going to open your concert. He says, well, I already have an opening band. I don't even know that you can sing. And he goes, what are you going to... So I started singing for him. He says, wow, you can sing, but what are you going to do? I said, well, I'm going to open in prayer, a cappella. He goes, I never heard of that. I said, I know, that's why you're going to do this. He goes, well, I guess. And so I intrigued him, right? And then he goes, well, let's do this. And he says, how long would you need? I said, just give me a minute and a half. And he says, okay, we'll do it. So I stuck around. Then he had Creedence did their warm-up, and then the opening band did their warm-up. Then he said, you want to check the mic? So I checked the mic, and I start singing, just singing off the top of my head. And he comes up and gives me a great big hug, guy I never met before. And he goes, I've never heard anything like this. And I said, I know, this is why you're going to do it. And so then we come, and then they come down. Then they asked me to MC. And then by the time I get there, the guy behind the stage, everything goes down. You know, it was a small concert. It was only 10 to 15,000 people. And so, and so what happens, the guy goes, Mr. Jones, what are you doing here? And I said, I'm opening this concert, man. And he goes, wow, okay, how long are you going to take it? I said, ask him. I pointed to the promoter. The promoter goes, as long as he wants. And the guy goes, you're kidding. And he goes, no, Phil, go until you don't feel it anymore. I said, man, I can go a while, so I'm just only going to take the 4.5 minutes you gave me. So I walk up, singer's dream, outdoor concert, amphitheater.
Nice.
You got the wall of Marshalls up stacks.
Yeah.
And I'm coming out, and I tell everybody where to go. And then I said, now I'm going to sing. I'm going to open in prayer. You know, everybody just goes quiet.
Like, what?
Everybody goes quiet. And so then I go, want to hear that music? Want to hear that sound?
I want to hear that trumpet blow. I dance like angels gone wild. Come both this mountain. Come free the soul in the swirling oceans of your rock and roll. And the whole place goes crazy.
You won me.
And it was like that. But I never said my name. And I just walked off after I was done.
Wow.
And then later on, people would come into the club and they go, oh, you're that voice. You're that voice.
Did you have the hat? So they could go, you're the guy with the hat.
No.
And you did that prayer.
I wasn't wearing a hat at that time. Not yet.
That was amazing. What a great story.
Yeah, it was like,
Mr. Jones.
I hope I didn't kill Mike's ears with that loud volume.
Oh, I think he enjoyed it, right? It's awesome. Yes. You've got a great voice. You both do. I'm so, like I said, I'm so
I love his voice.
excited.
So
oh,
smooth.
it's very, very
He has glass for breakfast.
Breaks. We'll be right back.
I am doing all the right things, drinking plenty of water, eating right, and exercising. But month after month, my constipation with belly pain, straining, and bloating keep coming back.
Irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, affects 13 million Americans. Linzess, linaclotide, is a prescription medication that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess helps relieve belly pain and lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements. Individual results may vary. Do not give to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and learn more at linzess.com. That's LINZESS.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Sponsored by Allergan Pharmaceuticals and Ironwood Pharmaceuticals.
You order a glass of your favorite Cabernet, fresh asparagus, hollandaise on the side, a filet, medium rare. You unfurl your napkin with a flair, close your eyes, and prepare to listen. Ah, there it is. The sweet music you long to hear. The sizzle. The sizzle of a Ruth's Chris steak.
The most magnificent corn-fed prime beef, broiled to perfection at 1,800 degrees. Some call it a sizzle. We call it an anthem.
As the waiter approaches, you think, is this one mine or that one?
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like Ruth always said, life's too short to eat anywhere else.
Make a reservation online at ruthschris.com or by calling 800-544-0808.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. They want your money, and guess what? They can legally take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you. So what do? Fight back by letting our team of experts at the Tax Helpline work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws and will fight to save your money. So if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket.
800-932-1597. 800-932-1597. 800-932-1597. That's 800-932-1597.
Welcome back to The Brighter Side with Sunny Show and CRN Digital Talk Radio with the wonderful Marty Roan and Mr. Phil Jones. And we like to say Mr. Jones. He doesn't like the Phil, but, I know him as Phil. He's cool either way. He's the one with the cool hat.
As I say, Philip does not sing, but Mr. Jones does.
Okay. Well, we all sing. I sing in the shower. Does that count?
Yes.
Well, the steam clears your vocal cords.
That's what they say, right? So it does work. I wonder why. Yeah. So Marty, where do we find you next? What are you doing? Where's your next place that you're performing? And tell us about where everyone that's listening can find you.
Well, I'm back in this place, which is Chatsworth.
Wonderful. Good place to be.
At the Cowboy Palace Saloon on Wednesday, the 4th of March, with the great Chad Watson again.
Awesome.
So killer.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to that because we did it last month and we really loved that night. And if they want to find out more about my music or me and my career and where to buy my music, go to Marty Roan Music. That's hard to remember, isn't it? MartyRoanMusic.com, and you can get all my songs on the normal streaming and download it places, Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music, all of those, CD Baby, that sort of stuff. And my Facebook page. Come and have a look at the Facebook page. It's very active. It's very active. I usually post at least once every day or every second day, so there's new news, and I hope to be able to post this up there as well.
Yes, absolutely.
And so that's how they find me, and they can go on YouTube and they can see my music videos, and they can also, if they want to see any of the movies or stuff I've done, a couple of my movies are on Amazon actually. A film called Rise and a film called The Comet Kids, where I played the bad guy.
No, really? Yeah. Rise. Why does that sound familiar?
It's a prison drama. It's a prison drama. It's very popular on Amazon.
Yes.
And I played someone with acquired brain injury. I was in a wheelchair the whole film.
Wow.
So I got pushed around a lot. But it was a real challenge because I had to.
It sounds like, yeah, definitely.
I nearly wasn't going to take it because I was sort of afraid that I wouldn't capture that physicality. But the one thing they said about it was that extras came on the set and they said to the producers, "Really great that you've actually got someone with with this sort of deficiency to play the role." That was the biggest compliment they could have given me.
Yeah. So you did that well.
Yeah.
So now back to the Cowboy Palace. What time is this going to be?
I'll probably be on about 9 o'clock, 9:15.
Okay, so everyone who's listening, Michael, Gary, and everybody, and all the crew here, head down for a good cause for Drought Angels and check them out. And Chad Watt, I got to say, is awesome. Chad Watson, everybody, your band, but he's just a performer. He's fantastic. I love him already. And this one, and where can we find you, Mr. Jones?
Well, right now I'm finishing up in the studio. Not finishing up, but I come in and I fly in from Michigan. And I'm going to try to fly back for that, come back in L.A. for a year's gig. But I'm working on some new stuff, working on the album, and I'd like to get it out by April or May. And then I'd love to have it's going to have a lot of horns in it and stuff. And for a rock and roller, and I love stuff that grooves. I love danceable stuff. And so it's been great to work with the horn section and write the horn parts. See, I don't write music except for with my mouth.
Okay.
So I tell everybody what to play by going, pop, 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 and so I'll do, here's yours, and the bass player's guitar, so that's how I work. So it's a work in progress. It's a lot of fun, and so I'm looking forward to that. I'll be back in the studio Monday and Tuesday, and Wednesday I head back to Michigan to the cold. And so, but remember, Marty, for those who aren't watching the screen, who don't have a TV and are listening on other means, it's with an H, R-H-O-N-E.
Oh, that's true.
Same as the river in France, R-H-O-N-E, Marty, that little hat over the O.
Right, right. Well, it's wonderful to have you on, Marty.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
And, of course, Mr. Phil Jones, Mr. Jones, the one and only. Real quick, on your album, you said it's coming out. Do you have a title?
God and the Funky Monkey.
I like that. And you probably got some good, artists behind you as well. Some great talent.
There's some talent. Robbie Robinson, Gary Swan.
There you go.
There's going to be somebody. I'm going to try to get Marty on there somehow.
There you go, Marty.
Be my pleasure.
So you're not leaving. You're stuck here forever.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. I know. Take it out, please. Do you
Brighter
hear that?
Side with Sunny.
I love it.
Patricia Summerlin.
Woo!
All the way from Australia.
Which was most important because that was your theme.
Are you tired of hearing your favorite talk radio